Yes, those are Vietnam-era fighter planes flown out of Iranian groups in Yemen. They're no match, of course, for the U.S. Navy, but they could do real damage to cargo ships and others in the Red Sea. It's a threat to American lives, but already the price of oil because of Iranian attacks is up 10%. So stay tuned for gas prices next week. The U.S. Navy is going to lead an international task force to reopen the shipping lanes after nearly 40 attacks. 10% of the world's traffic goes by Yemen, where the militias spent the past few weeks taking pot shots using very cheap drones. We're already outspending Iran to protect these ships 60 to 1. It costs approximately $20,000 for one Iranian-made drone and up to $2.1 million per U.S. missile to shoot the drone down. That's, of course, if we only use one missile per drone. Oftentimes we fire more. Iran likes the math and the odds. Walid Phares is here, foreign policy expert and author of Iran, an imperialist republic and U.S. policy. Retired Navy SEAL officer Mike Sarraille. Gentlemen, it is good to see you both. Walid, an imperialist republic of Iran. Iran sees the math. They hear John Kirby today at the White House. What do they think?
Well, first of all, they get the cash. Have we forgotten, Leland, that they have been getting those billions of dollars? That's where the money is coming from for them to buy even those old planes that they had from before and missiles, ballistic missiles. These are the missiles that the Houthis are using. The Iranian regime believe and feel that as long as the Biden administration is, in fact, negotiating with them and sending money, they believe that we are not going to take any action against them. We're going to rely on China. You were just mentioning China. We're going to rely on other, powers to negotiate. The Iranians have a plan, and the administration doesn't at this point in time, and that's my concern.
Mike, in terms of right now what's happening in the Gulf of Aden and in the Red Sea, and it matters to us here at home, just in terms of gas prices and everything else. Right now, we're just being defensive, right? We're using anti-aircraft missiles to shoot down these drones. How long would it take, realistically, to take out the Houthis' launch facilities, take out their weapon storage facilities, and free the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden of that threat?
Well, Leland, first, that video the Houthis produced wouldn't be cool in 1986. So they're completely off base there. You hit the nail on the head. The multinational task force is great, but it's on the defense. It doesn't take long for any offense to find a way through. Unless we strike the Houthi strike capabilities and eliminate those, this is going to be a consistent problem. And not only the oil prices, as you just mentioned, $10 billion worth of cargo goes through the Suez Canal. Insurance prices for the maritime industry will go up, and this is going to impact the global economy across the board.
No, it certainly will. We've seen that before. Walid, this is some of where the attacks have taken place by the Iranians. What is the Iranians' goal here, right? Because if they wanted to actually cause more damage, they could do it. They could start a war with the United States and do enough that we would absolutely have to respond. There'd just be too much public pressure. But they're not backing down either. I'm wondering if they're not getting exactly what they want here, if you can describe what that is.
As chess players, basically, they know very well if they do a direct attack a la Pearl Harbor against United States direct interest or citizens, we will have to. I mean, despite all the Iran deal and the negotiations and what have you, we will have to respond, and they know that. So they are using their arms, their militias. And what they're trying to do, I'm going to link it to somewhere far in the north. The more the Israelis are dismantling Hamas and moving south towards the border with Egypt, the more the Iranian regime, who do not want to lose this major militia that they fund in Gaza, they are telling the United States and the international community that if you don't stop Israel and get a ceasefire, that's their slogan, then we're going to cut off your world economy with our militias. You're not going to see us and our flags, but you'll find the Houthis. And we know that you don't want to open fire on the Houthis because there will be a new war, and you are in an election year, and therefore that's what the Iranians wants to do, convince us to pressure the Israelis to stop their attack on Hamas. That's the goal.
Well, we're going to get to that a little later. Actually, that exact issue of whether and how Iran's doing that. But Mike, just give us ground truth. Last few sentences in terms of how long it would take if the Navy was given a hunting license with no bag limit to eliminate the Houthi threat.
Hours and days. Don't discount our troops. They're lethal when they need to be, and especially with F-18s and our aircraft carriers, they can minimize this threat in a matter of hours to days.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.